Hey gang, it's Tom Zeeb with Traction Real Estate Mentors and Traction Real Estate Investors Association. And today I'm actually going to be interviewed. But what's unique about this interview is you're not going to see the interviewer. You're just going to hear you're going to hear the questions. I'm going to answer them. But the interviewer is another fabulously successful real estate investor and RIA group leader. So the questions are going to be completely off the cuff. I have no clue what's coming. This is unscripted, and literally you can ask me anything. So have at it.
I'm going to ask you anything.
Anything.
All right. So what makes you successful?
What makes me successful?
What does success mean to you?
Okay, two questions there. Let me start with what makes me successful. It's flat out persistence. If I had taken no for an answer, I would have quit a long time ago. I'm pushing 20 years in the business, and there were so many times at the very beginning I should have probably gotten out. Everyone else thought I was crazy. Family, friends, people who wish you well, but actually really just hold you back in the end. Everyone says quit because that's what everyone else would do, is quit. I didn't. I stuck to it and kept moving. That's been the major difference. Part two of that question was, how do I define success? You know what I define success as? Not really needing to work anymore. Being able to do what I want to do when I want to do it and not have a 9 to 5. So it's not 40 hours a week. For example, we've gotten some business done this week as we adventure across the West, as we adventure across southern Utah, and it's gorgeous and fabulous. And business isn't missing a beat. I'm able to keep my contracts moving. You've heard a couple of the calls I've made. I've told you about some of the emails I've had to respond to. I'm not tied to my desk. Therefore, I can literally be anywhere. The technology's made that easier than ever, but it's more than just the technology. It actually takes the right mindset to make that happen. And that's what I've managed to achieve. And that's what's kept me free. So I define success as freedom, total freedom. And that total freedom is having a lifestyle that lets me do what I want, when I want, quite frankly, with whomever I want.
You were talking about persistence a little bit earlier. And, this is a pretty spectacular view. And, relatively speaking, the economy has been a pretty spectacular view. What happens when we start to see a downturn? How do you maintain persistence?
I'm going to flip that whole thing around. I actually think the economy's been a complete mess, and we've been lied to for almost a decade or more about how bad it's actually been. The real numbers haven't been there. If you dig through the government numbers, it's not there. I see from this point forward nothing but greatness, and we're getting better and better, and I think we'll literally grow our way out of anything. What I see, speaking all across the country, is definitely an improvement in attitude, a can-do attitude, that kind of classic American, we can get this done, let's do this attitude. And finally, that's coming to quote-unquote flyover country, which is a term I hate. But I live on the East Coast. It's a term a lot of people use to describe the rest of the country. They use it belittlingly, like they're looking down on you because you don't live on one of the coast. I hate that term, but it's about time to watch what I think some of the coastal cities that have boiled over and are coming beyond their peak. It's time now for the rest of America to start to grow, and I think that's exactly what's happening. So I'm not worried at all. I'm properly positioned for it. Now, let's humor your question, and let's say that things were turning around and going south. That's happened to me before. Roughly 20 years in the business, I've been through the ups and the downs. In the last down cycle, I didn't get burned because I'm wholesaling. If anything really goes wrong, you just jump out of your contracts. A properly structured contract you're using for wholesale, you're able to cancel out of it, and therefore you don't have to worry about it. So I'm not worried if the market goes up, down, or flat. I'm ready either way using what I teach in rapid cash generation. But my personal thought is that I think this country's going nothing but up for a while. I'm getting ready, quite honestly, for what I call the roaring 20s. The 20s are going to be an absolutely fabulous decade again, because we've got another few years before we get there, and it's just nothing but up, in my never to be too humble opinion.
Well, the roaring 20s to me seems like decadence. And we've talked a lot about the yin and the yang this week.
Yep.
What does that mean to you, and how do you balance out your life with the yin and the yang?
Sure, I love the yin and the yang. Because sure, you want to have times in life that you're being decadent, right? Live large, live well. We don't know how long we have. You don't know why you're here, you don't know how long you have, so let's live large and enjoy it. On the other hand, that also means doing something of lasting value. You provide for your family, you teach others what you do. That's why teaching has become such a big mission to me. I love going around the country teaching rapid cash generation, teaching people how to become a real estate entrepreneur and build a business, because that's how I feel like I'm touching lives across the country. It sounds schmaltzy, I know it sounds silly, but when I have people at my boot camps from all across the United States saying, hey, you really helped me get out of the rut I was in. You helped me explode. You helped me go. I've got my kids in school. I've got my family taken care of. They've got all of that going from something that I taught them. Quite honestly, that's my mission now, and I love it. So sometimes you focus on your work, sometimes you focus on your play, and that constant work-life balance, work style and lifestyle at the same time, is how I handle not becoming too decadent, because you don't want to go overboard in either direction, but you don't want to be too austere either. So that's my caution to you on that.
So what's next?
What's next for me personally, or what's next in real estate investing, or what's next for people watching?
Sounds like all of
All
those.
of the above. Okay, great. I split the question into three. What's next for me? At the moment, I am happily continuing my real estate wholesaling, so flipping properties, flipping contracts for great profits. I mix in some rehabbing when I'm feeling like I have the right deal, and I like to get mired down in the details. Then I do some rehabbing, usually go for the big bucks when it makes sense, because I have a great pride in have renovated a property. I just don't always like actually doing the renovation. I get tired out and bored of it, but that's me personally. Other people are different. And I've been also building the rental portfolio as I start to think ahead towards retirement and what I want to have and leave that behind. This is, again, not to leave a legacy for my family, because I've told my kids they got to earn it on their own before I'm going to give them anything, because I don't want spoiled brats. And so I'm not a big believer in leaving a large inheritance or anything. I also recognize I can't take it with me. But there's plenty of good causes that can have it that aren't building it on their own. So I'm looking at it that way. What do I see ahead for real estate investors? I'm going to tell you to see the previous part of this video where I talk about the roaring 20s, because I think the time is coming great with all the industry, the pure job creation we've had lately, and the massive expansion that does to the cities that are getting those jobs created. Well, those people need places to live. And they're going to need a place to live, or they're going to want to upgrade. So whether you have rentals or whether you are rehabbing and reselling properties, you're in a fabulous position to be able to do that. Or if you're a wholesaler like me and you want to take the contracts and sell to the rehabbers or the landlords, you're in a fabulous position as well. So I think it's great for that as well. And then what was the other part? Where are we going for people? Look, people watching, here's what I have to say. Do you want a fabulous lifestyle? Do you want to be on your own, be your own boss, kind of break free, break out of the confines of your 9-to-5 job, break out of the confines of having to work? Then I encourage you to get into real estate investing as a real estate entrepreneur. And if you like my style and flavor of doing it, then follow me. Click like on this video below. Come visit my website. It's tomzeeb.com or tractionrealestatementors.com, and consider my implementation kit or coming to my 3-day rapid cash generator bootcamp. In 3 days, I teach you absolutely everything that you need to know about becoming a real estate entrepreneur. Yes, I teach you how to find deals through great marketing, how to make deals through fantastic negotiation skills, something that's completely missing out of school education, and then how to use the right contracts so that you can lock those deals in and be able to either buy it yourself or wholesale it for quick cash, rapid cash to another investor. So what I'm aiming for there, if that's something that you're interested in, if you like my style, and you think we'd be if you think that would work for you, go ahead and click on the links above for bootcamp or implementation kit, and I would love to treat you as we go forward. And forgive me, it's so dry out here. It's 106 degrees. I realize how dry I'm getting as my lips are sticking to my teeth. As you'll notice in all my videos, they're very real and off the cuff. These are certainly not scripted. There's no tripod. I don't bring a professional filming crew. And so, sure, I'm sweating because, yes,
My arms are getting tired.
your arms are getting tired of holding it is the way it is. So we'll probably wrap it up soon, but I bet you have one more question for me.
I do have one more question.
Go for
And
it.
it has to do with legacy.
Yes.
You talk about legacy.
Yeah.
You know, why do you do this, and why should, as real estate investors, why should we think about legacy?
Oh, you're getting real personal on these
Yeah.
questions. Excellent. Legacy-wise, if I can teach my children, I have 2 boys, if I can teach my children that they don't have to go through the system, they can literally break free of the system at an early age, I think that would be a fantastic thing. To realize they have that option. Look, if they want to be part of the system, they want to be kind of have the regular 9-to-5, and they want, you know, 50 years for the gold watch that doesn't exist anymore, fine, as long as they've chosen that actively, which is the difference, because I never knew there was another way. I didn't know there was an option. And most people don't realize there's an option. We don't teach entrepreneurship in school. We don't really teach business. People with masters of business administration, it's just that, it's how to administer a business, not really how to start one on your own. People take classes in entrepreneurship, but you don't need a class to be an entrepreneur. You need to get out there, fall down, get dirty, break your nose when you fall, crack your skull open, get back up, patch yourself up, and get back out there. So when I view it legacy-wise, I want to make sure I pass that on to my kids, but it's beyond that. I want to pass my zeal, my excitement, my enthusiasm for this business and what it's done for me personally, I want to pass that on to people that are interested in learning more about that. And that's exactly what I do at the Bootcamp and in the implementation kit. I view those as kind of an extension of me personally, of my personality personally. That way, people that are drawn to that, it's not everybody. The Bootcamp's not for everybody. So for some, if you don't like anything I've said, it's not for you. Don't bother coming. But some people are going, there's something there, and I've probably planted a seed. And as that seed grows, and I encourage you to check out all the articles on my website, you'll get right inside my mind fast. Watch all my other videos, you'll get inside my mind fast. And if you'd like being there and you say, hey, that's the same thing that can work for me, then by all means, get the implementation kit or come to the 3-day Rapid Cash Generator Bootcamp. And then you'll be building your legacy going forward as you help me fulfill mine.
Sounds like a fair deal.
Awesome. Well, thanks for the interview. And considering I think we're melting and we're probably above 106, 107 Fahrenheit now, do you want to wrap it up?
Let's do it.
Cool. Thanks for your help. I'll see you all soon.